Welcome to the Rip and Rise Roadmap, a podcast where we focus on mental well-being, tackling unhelpful habits, and living fruitful professional and personal lives. I'm your host, Dr. Catherine Muyeba, a consultant psychiatrist, addiction specialist, a lifestyle physician, and a special interest in adult ADHD. We'll explore mental well-being, tackling those unhelpful habits and addictions, and cover practical strategies and a whole lot more. Welcome back to the Rip and Rise Roadmap, where we'll delve into reflecting, envision, analyze, and plan to help professional women like you live vibrant and fruitful lives, both professionally and personally. So today we're moving into the next step, analyzing. And in this episode, we will explore the gap between vision and your current reality. Last time we discussed envisioning, the process of dreaming with your eyes open, allowing yourself to picture what you really want in your future. But what happens once you have that vision? How do you begin turning it into a reality? So today, we're going to be talking about how to take an honest look at where you are right now and what needs to change to reach that goal. Let's revisit Sarah's story. Sarah is a marketing executive. She had a dream of launching her own consulting business. And after years of climbing up the corporate ladder, she felt stuck and unfulfilled. Life got in the way and she lost sight of her vision. After a few sessions, Sarah reconnected with her dream and began to envision herself running the consultancy company. But she quickly realized that while she had a clear vision, her current reality looked very different. The dream was there, but the steps to get there, not so clear. This is where analysis comes into play. Sarah had to take a step back and assess the gap between her dream and where she stood right now. She had to ask herself some really tough questions. What skills do I need to develop to run a business? What financial changes do I need to make to support this transition? And what lifestyle adjustments will I need to prepare for this shift in my life? Sarah didn't just look at her dream and say, stay in a state of wishful thinking. No, she took the time to analyze her current situation, identifying the practical, logistical, and emotional steps needed to bridge that gap between the vision and her reality. This brings me to the heart of today's topic. After envisioning your future, you need to analyze the present. It is easy to get caught up in the excitement of a dream without stopping to assess what it's going to take to get there. And maybe, like Sarah, you've already connected with your vision, whether it's starting a new business, advancing your career, getting on top of your health checks, or even balancing your personal and professional life. But the question still remains, where are you now? And what steps will it take to make your vision a reality? So let's break it down. If you look at the different steps, we can start with the first step. Evaluate your current situation. To begin with analysis, start by asking yourself, where am I right now? Take an honest look at the current reality, professionally, personally, emotionally, and whatever area of the goal that you are setting. Are you satisfied with where you are now? What's working well? What isn't? This reflection will help us create a clear starting point. Step 2 is identify the gaps. So next, look at yourself. What's missing between my current situation and my vision? And this could be skills that you need to acquire, or finances that you need to save, or even mindset shifts you need to make. Be specific. For Sarah, it was business skills and financial planning. For you, it could be different. It could be making time to book those health checks. So the next step is to pinpoint the challenges. What is holding you back? This might be the internal barriers like fear and self-doubt, or even external obstacles like finances, time, or a lack of resources. So identifying those challenges is crucial because once you name them, you can start working on them and overcoming them. And then the fourth step is to map out what you need. And now is the time to get that map out, the resources that you need, the support that you need, the opportunities you will need, and who can mentor you along the way. What resources can you tap into? And Sarah realized she needed financial advice and to develop, a new skill set. And for you, it could be joining a community of like-minded professionals so that you can work towards making that progress. And then the fifth step is to take action. After analyzing the gap, the next step is action. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but first, while we're in the analysis stage, you just list every possible action that needs to happen. Just dump them so that you have an idea of what they are, whether they are big actions or small actions, but do break them down. The gap between your vision and your current reality can feel overwhelming. But remember, identifying the gap isn't about feeling defeated. It's about clarity. Once you see the road ahead, you can navigate it step by step. Sarah didn't just let the gap between the dream and the current reality discourage her. She faced it head on. And by analyzing what she needed to do, she began to craft a realistic action plan. And like I said, more about planning in the next episode. So as you listen to this episode, ask yourself, what's the gap between where I am today and where I want to be? What steps can I start taking today to move closer to the vision? Start by reflecting on your situation. Identify those missing pieces and take one small step to bridge that gap. And maybe it's about signing up for a course, reaching out to a mentor, or even just journaling about your goals. Journaling is so powerful, writing things down. And now it's your turn. Take 15 minutes after this episode to write down your vision and where you are today. What are the key differences? What gaps do you need to close? Share your reflections with me on the social medias, which I've shared in the show notes, and add comments after the end of this episode. Let's have a conversation together. And remember, analyzing the gap is just another part of the journey towards the vibrant and fruitful life. We all have to start somewhere. Every step forward makes a difference. Don't let the distance between your vision and the current reality discourage you. Instead, let it fuel your move forward, one intentional step at a time. So until next time, thank you for listening. And don't forget to tune in next week when we'll be looking at planning. And then